Hey Taurus, it's me Stormy, and here's your horoscope for July 2019. And Taurus, before we jump in to start to talk about this retrograde we've got going on, the eclipses that are going to shift some energy for us this month, I hope that you will join me coming the week of July 29th as the new master astrologer on the Astrologyhub podcast, bringing you a weekly update and a weekend forecast as well. I hope you guys will join me. I will put everything in the description box down below, plus a very cool announcement little banner thingy will go out, so keep your eyes on that. Plus, it is time to enroll and do some learning. If you're ready to do some astrology learning, the Astrology 101 and 102 courses are open and they will begin in September. All of the details in the description of the courses are down below, and of course at my website, stormygrace.com. All right, Taurus, so this month we're going to have a retrograde, which is already going to take things in a more reverse fashion. Plus, we've got other planets that are in reverse, so we're really doing a lot of looking back, cleaning up blame, shame, and all of those things, getting them out of the way. And then the eclipse energies are helping us to move things forward, right? We've had plans that we probably started. Think back to the first set of eclipses that we had. January, what were you doing? What were you working on between the 1st and the 6th? Really, that first eclipse energy. What were you working on? Because now, just like I talked about in the yearly videos, you started your project. Now you've got energy to adjust it a little bit. And then at the end of the year in December, we're going to have another eclipse, which we should see some really delicious culmination. But either way, projects, plans, whatever changes you've been trying to make should be underway here. Now, as this eclipse energy does come, we've got about a week after the eclipse where you may find yourself in a little bit of a pause, like nothing's really moving forward, but I assure you, give it a couple weeks, and definitely when we get into August, things should be full swing moving forward, and you will have some action. So let's jump in and break it down and talk about this thing, okay? Right at the beginning of the month, on the 1st, we've got Mars moving into the energy of Leo, lighting up this 4th house place for you. This is things about home, family, real estate, property, your internal foundations. All of these things become abundant and apparent as to where your action is going to be, because Mars is our planet of action, energy, assertion, but he is also an energy of conflict, right? So you could have some conflict coming up in this 4th house area. So does this energy mean that you're going to be ready to make a move? Are you ready to make some kind of improvement to your home space? Maybe you've got deep repairs going on or something like that. Maybe you're getting a little bit more passionate about your home zone. Maybe you are really getting into more of the core issues that have been going on with you, even things from childhood that could be coming up, or maybe women in your life. Either way, the 4th house has got you on the move in your domestic zone. Now, on the 2nd, we have got a new moon happening in the energy of Cancer, and this is our total solar eclipse happening this month, right? So it's brilliant, it's beautiful. Still, the sun, the moon in conjunction, so anything is possible. But while this very big plant your seeds of intention energy is happening, it's lighting up the 3rd house space for you. It's creating a very big shift. And to create that shift, it has to create a little bit of disruption. It has to unstick you, kind of, and it has to kind of unstick the universal energies that have been in place for 6 months so that you can trudge and move ahead forward. But now in the 3rd house here, and this is the energy of Cancer, so in the 3rd house here, this is the place of thinking, studying, communications, decision making, networking, community things, neighbors, siblings. It's a very busy, active, connecting kind of house for you. So you could find yourself at this time, perhaps have you been working on something where maybe you're trying to nurture Cancer, the way that you communicate things. Maybe you are trying to put that website up. Maybe you're teaching something or developing your courses in some way, shape, or form. This is also a time where for some of you, Taurus, I see you speaking, you're giving a speech, or you're doing something very much so where you are speaking and communicating. So you could find yourself in this next 6 months in heavy water waters where you are communicating something here. But it's also summertime, you know, depending on where you're at, of course. It's also a new season, so you could find yourself just connecting and networking and being around other people, having conversations, bringing new pieces of information in. And this is going to last you, and you'll watch this play out for about 6 months. Like I said, give it about a week after this particular eclipse to see these energies moving forward, but then you can grasp them and kind of run with them, okay? Now, on July 3rd, we've got Venus kind of being a breath of fresh air for us this week, because we're kind of in this pause in this first couple days. Even though Mars makes that move, even though we have the disruption of the eclipse, we are not fully moving forward quite yet. So Venus is just like a breath of fresh air while we're waiting to really jump in and get these things done. She's going to move into the energy of Cancer as well, where we just had this moon. Now, Venus moving into the 3rd house, she's going to bring harmony. She's going to bring diplomacy. She's going to bring magnetism to your words, to your mouth. She's going to bring a softness, a comfortability to your thinking, to how you're trying to approach something. And even as you're networking or being around people, she's going to give you this sense of ease and grace and beauty. Now, for some of you, what this will potentially look like in this next 4 to 6 weeks is Venus also bringing you money from doing some kind of negotiation, speaking, or something like that, or maybe even a writing that you're doing. Did you finally put that book out there? It could be something like that, okay? On July 8th, we have got Mercury and Mars in a conjunction, but then on the 9th, we've got Mercury taking its retrograde right here in the energy of Leo. So again, bringing this 4th house into focus, into view. It is on your mind. With Mercury being our planet of communication, decision-making, thinking, going retrograde, turning backwards, the energy, the power, the chutzpah is really behind us and in the past. It's again not in a full forward motion. So one thing I would ask you is, while we're in a Mercury retrograde, please keep in mind that no one is exempt, right? Everybody's under the energy of a Mercury retrograde. We're all thinking, looking, moving backwards, but walking forwards, and we're gonna run into each other. This is how miscommunications happen. This is how your gadgets go crazy when Mercury is even in shadow time. So you maybe are even experiencing that already. But in this retrograde, you could be going back over family situations. Maybe there was a housing or a domestic situation that came up for you or has already happened in the past, and you're getting to go back with more information, make decisions, communicate about these things. Maybe this is that time. Maybe you've been stuck in writing your book, getting your website together, talking with your siblings, making a plan. What's your 5-year plan? Mercury retrograde is taking you back, and if you have lacked any level of inspiration, especially in this very creative house, this Mercury retrograde is a blessing to you. So take it, move backwards, and revise. And of course, because this is a social house, you could be hearing from someone from the past. For sure. Maybe you're reconnecting with a sibling or a neighbor or something like that. So just enjoy it, okay? And you cannot go back to an ex during a Mercury retrograde and call it being a retrosexual. You have to pay attention this time, and if you are meant to interact with them, please go forward and do so in peace, okay? On the 16th, we've got the next eclipse of our month, so it's the full moon lunar eclipse. This is a partial, it's not a total, so we don't have a complete blotting out of the emotions, but we are going to reset here. And for you, Taurus, this is going to be in the 9th house. Now, I just love this because you got to have a solar eclipse here, so you got to really start things. But now here at the lunar eclipse, what the questions get to be is, what do you need to end? What do you need to acknowledge? What do you need to adjust? Do you need to enlarge your vision? Do you need to rethink it? Where do you need to replace a piece of it? What is working? What's not working? Where have you refined what this vision looks like? And for you, this is in the 9th house, the place of publishing, broadcasting, marketing, podcasting, YouTube. This is a wonderful energy for anything in higher education, which doesn't just have to be academics. This can be spirituality. The 9th house is a house of faith. Where has your faith grown exponentially in this last 6 months, Taurus? You have had to trust. You have had to just trust some things if you have gotten anything done. You have just had to trust. Now, where is this maybe a place where you're teaching? You've had to refine. I'm a Taurus. I've had to go back and go, I want to refine that course because I think I can offer a little bit better for my students so that they can learn better. So where are you needing to make adjustments, whether it be in faith, teaching, maybe even something legal? is on your table, and you're going to be able to bring that to some kind of conclusion in this next 6 months. So look at where you can make these adjustments. This is where we do it at the full moon, because we really want that these desires that we have, especially under this Saturn Neptune major aspect of 2019, we want to bring our dreams into reality, okay? All right, on the 19th, we've got Mercury taking this retrograde, and it's going to begin in the energy of Cancer. So here in this third house place, right? Excuse me, he's not going to begin his retrograde here. Mercury is just going to already be retrograde, but then move his retrograde into Cancer and out of Leo, because he's going to dance between Leo and Cancer here. So this time, he started the retrograde in Leo, but by this time, when we get to the 19th, he's reached the energy of Cancer. So now we've switched from this fourth house view, and we're now in the third house perspective, okay? So we're looking back and doing all of those good kinds of things, all right? So what do you do with this energy? I think one of the things to really, I just feel like this month, Taurus, you've got such a big view on the way that you communicate, something in communication, something in teaching, something in the way that you are representing yourself in your speech in some way seems to have a very heavy pull with the Mercury energies this month. So pay attention to those things for sure, okay? Now, on the 23rd, we've got the sun entering into the energy of Leo, so it'll be happy birthday Leo time. The fourth house is again lit up for you. Then we have Venus rolling in here on the 28th to Leo, bringing again fourth house harmony to the table. Anything in this fourth house area has the chance to come to conclusion. Or maybe you're beautifying at this point, right? The sun could signal a move because it's light, heat, life, and vitality. You could be moving to some place you perceive to be beautiful. But the other thing I really think of, because this is so much of getting you out there this year, Taurus, I feel like you come into a different understanding of your beauty, almost as if this month you get the opportunity to recreate home base a little bit and then see the beauty of what you uniquely have to offer that nobody else is doing, right? This is also an energy where you're very creative, but you want to be seen, and you will have light and action in this area, okay? As we end the month, we're going to end with Mercury coming out of retrograde. Thank goodness. Okay, so on the 30th, 31st, just depending on where you're at, we're going to see Mercury coming out of retrograde, and he's going to come out of retrograde in this energy of Cancer that he moved into on the 19th, and then he'll work his way back towards Leo, and then Mercury will continue to go on. But keep in mind, as Mercury is coming out of retrograde, he has to take a couple days to get his life together and resume his orbit so that he can give us these blessings. So if you think, okay, Mercury's out of retrograde on the 30th, I'm going to sign all of these contracts because it's my third house, I would tell you, look over your own chart and just in general, give Mercury a couple days to get flipped around here. Think about it. When you first get up in the morning, do you want somebody in your face being like, help me make decisions? You don't want that. Neither does Mercury. So give him a minute to soften, get back into the groove of things, and then take advantage of his full blessings to help you get these things done, okay? I think it's going to be a brilliant month. I look forward to seeing how this pans out for you. Remember, eclipses bring disruptions, but the disruptions are to unstick you, to unstick the universal energy so it can make this beautiful place for you and the puzzle pieces you have that only you fit into this cosmic conspiracy, okay? All right, guys, like this video, comment, share, subscribe. Please sign up for the astrology classes because I would love to learn with you. The classes will be small so we can have very big discussions. So there's a lot of opportunity to look through your own charts and just learn what's going on. And I can't wait to see you on the Astrologyhub podcast as well. So I'm sending you lots of love for the month of July, and I will see you with forward moving motion in August. Bye, guys.